Welcome to the Strizzy Report and the Smart Movers Club podcast. If you're 35 years old and older, this is for you. Let's go.
Hey, Smart Movers. Welcome to the Strizzy Report. I am Strizzy. You can catch me at StrizzyReport.com as well as Strizzy Report on YouTube. However, this podcast is specifically powered by Future Talks Media. It'll be under 12 minutes, I believe. And it's quick. It gives you that hard data, the facts that you love so much from Strizzy Report when it comes to cost of living, relocation, taxes, investing, all of it. So let's get right into it. And in this podcast, we're going to talk about if you're renting, keep renting until the market looks like this. Listen, if you're between 30 to 45, listen, that's my age range right now. I'm in my 40s and I'm still renting. Don't let anyone let you or make you feel like you're behind. You're probably winning quietly while they're suffering in the bedroom with their roof broken, the plumbing needs fixing, the sink keeps leaking, there's ants and shit flying in their house, they have a flea problem, maybe they got it made, but either way, you're quietly winning, and I'm going to tell you why. You're avoiding rising property taxes depending on where you're living, unexpected repairs, interest rate drama, and the emotional roller coaster of a volatile housing market. Renting gives you freedom, flexibility, and fewer financial surprises while homeowners are dealing with roofs, insurance hikes, and broken water heaters, bro. You're not stuck, bro. Let's talk about the strategic part of this whole thing. So I'm your host, Stacy, and today we're cutting through the noise, man. We're going to go right into it and give you the reason why you should still rent. But if you are looking to take the next step, these are the signals. This is the sign. Okay. You remember George Costanza, the first, I think it was the pilot episode of Seinfeld. He's like, this is the signal. This is the signal. So I'm going to give you that signal when it comes to should you buy or should you just remain renting? Me, I think I'm going to be a renter until I move into some commercial over 4 doors, property that you could invest in that pays you. Like that's my, and I'm not there yet. I'm really not. All right. So people might be pressuring you. Stop throwing away your money. You're paying for someone's mortgage. That's really the conversation. You're paying somebody else's mortgage. You're making them live free. Let them, I'll pay the mortgage. Guess what? They're taking care of what's happening in here. They're stressed out. I'm living good. Okay. And, but there's a truth. Buying just because you're tired of renting is really a trap. That's not the reason you should do it. The market isn't normal right now. And if you want to make a smart move, one that builds wealth instead of regret, you need to know what to look for. Mortgage rates are still hovering over 6.5% to 7.25%, way higher than that golden era. There was a golden era in hip hop. There's a golden era in maybe punk rock. There's a golden era in movies. There's a golden era in maybe sneaker collecting. But this is the golden era for mortgage rates, and this ain't it. It was 3%. Remember that? Remember that time when people got used to that? Remember when the interest rate dropped so low, in 2020, COVID and the quantitative easing, and then everybody decided to get a house, and then now they're like, fuck, I can't I can't afford it. All right, so inventory is creeping up. What does that mean? In some places, they're pushing prices down when the inventory is higher, right? When there's more supply, what happens? Fewer buyers, prices go down to kind of get that balance, that equilibrium, that Nash equilibrium, right? But that's down. Inventory is creeping up in most places. Sellers are still fucking delusional though, right? They're still pricing homes based on what their neighborhoods sold in 2022. That's when that big boom, that's when everyone got that low interest rate and the market was hot as shit and everyone's buying. But they're still trying to sell for those numbers right now, and it's like overvalued. If you look at the jump, just go to like Zillow, you could kind of see the jump. It's a timeline. What did the person buy it for? Then what is the value now? What was the value in 2022? And some of them are market testers. They'll put their house up, but they have no they have no urgency to sell, right? So they'll just see what they could get and then take it down just to play this fucking game. We're not into the games. Wages, though, haven't kept up. You're still getting paid the same shit, or still a 1 to 3% increase in your wage, while there's not a 1 to 3% increase in inflation or in the prices going up. You're feeling it in every direction of outside in the economy, right? You got the tariffs that you're up against. Walmart has raised their prices. The cheapest place in the town right now is probably Dollar General, not even Dollar General, Dollar Tree, right? Dollar Tree is like the new Walmart for people, like, so your wages haven't kept up with the bullshit that's going on. So obviously, if the things are overvalued, sit back and relax in your cozy apartment, right? Insurance premiums, property taxes, especially in states like Florida and California, rising fast. With the weather being what it is, you have to get, in Florida especially, you have to get wind damage. You got to get this hurricane thing. You got to get water damage. You got to get all sorts of different premiums on top of what your property taxes are, bro. And then what? You're at the risk of losing everything, or not, but paying everything every month, every quarter, every year. Like, you have to pay it regardless of what happens to your house or not. But they're rising fast. They're going up more. And then in some states, you have to get the state insurance, because these private insurers are running out. These commercial private insurance companies are out of there. Like places like California, they're not even trying to insure you anymore, because it's like, they're losing now. Insurance was a safe haven for them, but with the climate and the weather changing, how it's changing, and it's almost like a every other month thing now, depending on where you are. Tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, mudslides, hail. The hail is the size of a dodgeball now, bruh. Size of a dodgeball. So you're competing with that. And buyers, many are backing off, right? The markets are it's not there. After they're not getting their first bid, they're not rebidding and upping the price and trying to outbid the other. Go ahead, take that. I'm good. I'm locked in a fucking lease. I'm good, All right. So here's the signs you should keep renting. Rent is cheaper than a mortgage in your city, even after taxes and insurance, depending. If the rent is cheaper in your city than a mortgage rates are high now, right? Even at that increase there. I was looking at something down in Texas, for just a moderate size new build, right? Maybe a 2,500 square foot home. They're paying the piper on that now. It's not like before. $1,200, $800 mortgage, $900. Those were the good old days, but you could still get that. But are you willing to move to the places that has that? That's the thing. Are you willing to move to Indiana? Are you willing to move to West Virginia? Are you willing to move to some places in, let's say, Oklahoma or North and South Dakota? Are you willing? You want to go there? Because it's open with those type of rates. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. All right. If you don't have 6 to 12 months of emergency savings, sit your ass back in your cozy living room, re-sign that lease, you know what I mean? And sit tight, right? Watch another season of Love Island, okay? Home ownership comes with surprise costs. Roofs, furnaces, water heaters. If you're not ready for that, it's not that time. When I started renting when I was in Memphis and I started renting, it was like a swarm of flies that were in the wall that were coming out. I guess a dead animal got in the side of the house in between the walls or whatever, died there. And then there, of course, maggots and then flies come. They had to deal with that. I was just like, deal with that. You know what I mean? And a homeowner, you have to deal with that. First, they got to locate the dead animal. Then they got to then they got to come back, respray, do all of that. The place that I'm at now, this gentleman came. I don't know. He looked up in the ceiling in the attic. Then all of a sudden, there's holes. There's potential for this. There's potential for that. The roof people are coming. I'm like, listen, I will be home on this date and time, and they could come in and check if they want to. Like, that's the level of my caring about it, okay? Let them deal with that. So if you don't have 6 to 12 months of emergency savings, sit your ass in your living room and watch Raising Cain, okay? Let's go. You've got high interest debt, student loans, credit card, car notes. Man, some of y'all car notes, bro, be $1,000 for them Dodges. $1,000, crazy. I think the most I've ever paid for a car note, and I thought I was dying inside, was $500. This new wave of paying $800, $1,200, $1,000 a month for a car note, you don't need to go add on a secured property like a home, and now you're dealing with that where it's like, shit, if something happens, is the car going to get paid? Or that's why we got to fall back on the 6 to 12 months of emergency savings. That's where it comes in. Student loans, I don't know anyone that doesn't have any student loan issue right now, especially in May when that light switch came on. We're back, bitch. Here goes the email. Do you want to consolidate? What do you want to do? So if you have high interest debt, credit cards, car notes, student loans, fix the financial foundation first. Buying a home should elevate your life, not add stress into it, okay? If you're not sure where you'll be in 3 to 5 years, don't buy. You know, some people are hell-bent on, this is where I'm going to be forever. I'm going to live here, my mama here, my daddy here, I'm going to die here, okay? They're in a better situation than the folks like me that's like, man, 2 years I could spend here, and then I'm thinking about going south. If the job works out, then I'll go to, we're on a whole different angle. We don't know where we're laying the hat yet. Okay, so buying ties you down. If you're mobile, remote, and guys, especially if you get like a FHA loan or something that has a program attached to it where you're getting help, assistance with the down payment, some kind of renovation assistance, and you're in a program, they expect you to stay in that house for at least 3 years. Or 3 to 5 years in some programs. So it ties you down. If you're mobile, remote, or open to relocating for better cost of living, flexibility is the superpower, is the new superpower. All right, guys, I know I'm over 12 minutes, but this is so good that I'm going to keep going. I hope you understand. But most of the episodes will be under, let's say 20 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes. Let's go. If you're watching homes sit longer, but sellers still won't negotiate, that's a sign of a stale market, man. That is stale. Their buddy sold their house for, 30, maybe 30% more in 2022, maybe at the tail end of 2023. Their buddy that they had barbecues with, and they talk about, selling their house. I'm scared to do it, but my buddy did it. And then you know what? I'm around to doing it now because maybe the kids are off to college. And guess what? I'm not getting what my buddy got. So I'm hell bent on what he got for his house. He's in the same neighborhood. I'm not looking at the market. So if you're a buyer or you're thinking about not renting anymore, watch what these homes are doing on the market. Okay? If the market looks like this, let me share with you what the market should look like. Prices start to reflect local income. Ideally, that's 3 to 4 times the median salary, right? When you get an apartment, what do they say? They say 3 times the salary, right? So why the fuck wouldn't that happen in the other situation? If the average income is $70K, you shouldn't be paying $500K for a starter home. Think about it. Again, I remember the times when I even fondled the idea, Fondlem Records, right? I would fondle the idea of purchasing a home because I was making a good income, but that's after burning out, stressing out, 2 big jobs. And, I was pushing close to 190, right? And that thing said $500K. It was like, oh, you could get a $500K home. And so if you're at like a $70K, you shouldn't be paying $500K home. So think about that. Interest rates dip below 6% consistently. Rates don't have to be 3% again. It probably won't touch that unless we're in a heavy depression. But 5.25 to 5.75 can make a huge difference in affordability and monthly payments than where they are now. If sellers start offering real incentives like interest rate buydowns, concessions on repairs, paid closing costs, that means they're ready to deal and not just test these markets. And again, a lot of these sellers, they're testing these fucking markets. They're putting their house up. They think it's 2022 and they're not budging. They think that they're about to go in a bidding war and it's not happening, buddy. Okay. Inventory builds in quality areas, not just distressed and overbuilt neighborhoods. Inventory is actually coming up in quality, good areas, great school districts, got shopping. You could live there, work there, play there. It's undervalued, but now there's inventory bills. All right. So think about that. If you see cash flow opportunities again, even on single family homes, me personally, I would never just purchase a single family home. I would rather rent somebody's single family home than purchase a single family home. It's not making me any money if I own it, and it's not making me any money if I rent it. So that's my only take on single family home. But if you see cash flow opportunities, again, even on single family homes, if it can't cash flow, it better be deeply discounted or in a prime appreciation zone. How do you find prime appreciation zones? Guys, let's take a second to plug my newsletter. My newsletter is the Smart Movers Club, and I drop that every Sunday morning too. So you're having your coffee, you wake up, you have your coffee, the email's in your box, and I tell you 3 things: where to go, what to know, and what 100K gets you. And I do that in a variety of ways. We talk about the Investor Watch, where are the areas that are undervalued, underserved, if you're thinking about investing, relocating, moving, whatever. What 100K gets you. And it's not just, a salary. Yeah, if you have a 100K salary, if you have a 50K salary and your partner has a 50K salary, you guys have a 100K income. So what 100K could get you, what markets that looks like, what's your take home every month. These are the proposed cost of living there, the taxes there. So that's all broken down for you. So you could actually see visually, oh shit, if I go to Chattanooga, Tennessee, because I can, maybe we're both remote workers and we can move. Or I'm always thinking about moving to the next place, maybe starting a business. This is what we do and put in there. But here's the kicker. I give you 10 gems, 10 money gems, 10 smart movers gems. This past week, we talked about unplugging, untethering, and resetting. What that means is that it's a digital reset, it's a mental reset, it's a physical reset, it's a spiritual reset. And what that, the news is so crazy. There's a lot of things happening. It's like society has shifted down a few barometers in terms of just courtesy and discipline and self-respect. And, socially, we're just, I think, leaning so further down that you can't even go outside. You may get in a fight over a parking space. Everyone's just so unedged and triggered. So this 10 gems this past week, and every week it changes. We had one for bankruptcy. We had one for side hustles. We had one for tax liens, how to get in that side of investing, and foreclosures. So every week we give you 10 gems. And this past week we talked about homesteading, meditation, taking a walk, some health, turning off podcasts. But don't turn this one off. Let's go. Let's keep it moving, guys. So go to StrizzyReport.com to sign up for our weekly newsletter. It is free. It's a part of the Smart Movers Club, and I want you to join. I want you to be a part of that. All right, let's go. So here we go. We see the cash rents start outpacing mortgages. So especially in undervalued cities or second-tier markets, if you start seeing the rents start outpacing mortgages, like mortgages are cheaper, like way cheaper, get a house. Okay, when the market looks like this, that's when you start looking into that. All right, so what do you do while you wait? All right, excuse me. I'm going to take that out. Stack cash. My boy, How to Stack Your Money, Theo Jones. I got his book right behind me. People have stacked a lot of bread behind that book. Okay, if you're not sure how to stack your money, stack cash though. You need that. For a down payment, closing costs, reserves, you need that. You don't just need 3.5% or 10% down. You need money for maintenance, taxes, and unexpected expenses. So stack cash, kill off debt. High interest loans are silent wealth killers, bro. I'm learning that in my 40s, you dummy. Like, the high interest loans are not it. The less you owe, the more you can invest, move, or pivot when the time is right. Get clear on your next move, not just the house. This is what you do, guys. When you're laying low, you're renting, you're not just watching TV. Okay, get clear on your next move. Okay, the state, the town, the lifestyle. What do you want? I can help you out with that. It's the 12-month relocation guide that I have, and you could get that for free just by joining Strizzy Report and the Smart Movers Club. It is at www.strizzyreport.com/blueprint. Easy. And I'll give that to you for free because it helps you get clear on what is important for you. There's guides in there. There's actual things for you to do, resources. And I show you about, are you looking for more freedom? Are you looking for more investment opportunities? Are you looking to moving to a family appropriate neighborhood? Is political shifts important to you? Do you want to go to a blue state? Do you want to go to a red state? Is gun laws important to you? Is high taxes important? Like, we dissect that all in the 12-month relocation guide, and I want you to get that for free. It's usually a $50 product, but for you, for my people, I'm giving that away for free. So it's strizzyreport.com/blueprint, so you can go get that. Study underserved markets. We help you do that. So that's what the Smart Movers Club does. We drop city-by-city breakdowns of undervalued gems, migration data, tax policy shifts, and hidden pockets opportunity. Head over to strizzyreport.com. Build a team. Talk to lenders, interview realtors, learn about midterm rentals, create creative financing and zoning rules. Be ready, not reactive. Again, this is what we do. I know this is a shameless plug, but it's a plug that I think could help a lot of people. What are the programs out there? We discussed all of that, in these newsletters. You could go back to the archives, see what we found, to help buyers, to help investors, to help just people on the fence understanding what to look for. How do you read a market? How do you find a city, right? All right, so renting isn't failing, it's positioning, guys. For me, I'm in the long position. When you got your 401k set up and you like, I'm going in the 30-40 fund, I'm going in the 20-80 fund. That's the long position. It got to be right for me. And there's so much things I got to take care of. But if you're renting and staying disciplined, focused, and strategic, you're already ahead of 90% of the people that bought based on emotion and FOMO. And that was happening a lot. This market is still overpriced in a lot of places, and it's shifting. Don't rush into ownership because of shame, pressure, and fear. Wait for the numbers to line up, then strike. Okay, in the meantime, get in the Smart Movers Club. Sign up, strizzyreport.com. We break down the best cities, hidden markets, and investor-friendly states every week. I want you to move with intention, buy with clarity, and when the market looks right, you'll know. And that's it. I did it on the 25 minutes, guys, the first show, and we're rocking it off like that. Have a great day. Peace.